welcome back to the latest cook on Grillin with RVH. I, of course, am RVH. And on this cook, kind of a combined cook, we're doing a brisket and a rack of baby back ribs. So for the brisket, I'm going back to a Texas-style brisket. I've been doing a lot of experimenting with Asian-inspired, Asian-flavored things, but this time I went with a Texas-style brisket, mesquite wood in the Masterbuilt 1050, and I used the Masterbuilt lump charcoal for the first time, so I wanted to see what that was going to be like mixed in with mesquite wood. So I took it was about a 11-pound brisket-ish, I think it was, close to it. Got it on sale at Market Street, but I took the 11-pound brisket. I injected it with a mixture of soy sauce, Worcestershire, and beef broth, as I always do. Injected it, then I sprinkled it down with some Killer Hogs Barbecue Texas brisket rub, and then also some Jess Pryles Carnivore Black. I tried that Carnivore Black on some beef ribs the other day, and I loved it, so I wanted to do it on a brisket. So it's basically just a savory rub, salt, pepper, garlic, onion based rub, just like the Killer Hogs Texas brisket rub. So we went pretty much a traditional Texas brisket, but I didn't do it low and slow like traditional Texas. I took it to 300 degrees on the old Masterbuilt and took it to an 300 on the Masterbuilt for the temp set, and then I took the brisket itself to about a 203 internal. Pulled it off, wrapped it up, and let it rest. So I'll show you the prep video. I'll show you what we did as we smoked it. I also mopped it. I took a little bit of the soy sauce, Worcestershire, and what was the other thing? Oh yeah, beef bouillon. And then I added a little bit extra Worcestershire, and then I mopped it several times later in the cook. So at 300 degrees, it took about almost 9 hours to get to that 203, which is really good. So I'm really getting into this doing briskets hot and fast as opposed to low and slow. So anyway, check out the prep video. If you like what you see, like us, follow us, subscribe to us on Facebook and YouTube, wherever you see this video. Do them on all platforms if you want to, that's fine. And we appreciate you checking it out. Do apologize for the delay in videos. Work, sports broadcasting, all that's kind of got in the way. Ram TV Sports, Angelo State University. It's kind of got in the way of barbecuing, but we're going to get back to it and get some more videos posted. So anyway, enough jibber jabbing. Check out the prep video, and we'll come back and tell you what we thought. So the brisket's been on there for 3-4 hours. Let's take a look. Like I said, I'm doing it at 300, and so it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna get some mop sauce mixed up and start putting a mop on it here, and I'll show you some video of that. But yeah, it's looking real good. Like I said, I'm doing it hot and fast at 300 over straight mesquite wood, doing an almost brisket, or almost Texas style brisket. Can't even talk today. So they do a little Texas style. So we'll get it, let it go. Let it get about 203 internal. This is really a weird shaped brisket. It's got a really fat point and a really small flat. So we'll see how it turns out. All right, so 4, 5, 6 hours in, I'm gonna do a little mop on it now. Kind of keep it a little, keep it from drying out too bad, and see how it tastes. Using a little mop of soy sauce, Worcestershire, and some beef bouillon. You can see how good it's looking right now. Oh yeah. Do a mop on it, a little mop on it actually. I actually don't know where I have an actual mop. I don't know where it went, so I'm using a brush. Not real happy, but hey, it is what it is. that sit. Okay, so it's been on for about 7 or 8 hours. You can see it's got a really nice bark to it. That Jess Pryles Hardcore Carnivore Black, that stuff, wow, it just creates a huge, a nice looking, real deep black bark. So we're gonna cut it up, take it off here in just a minute, and then let it rest for a couple hours and slice it up and see what it tastes like. All right, so the brisket has reached an IT of just around 203. There are a lot of questions. Do you take it from the point or from the flat? It's basically I go between, but mostly from the point. So anyway, I'm going to pull it off. We're going to wrap it in the butcher paper, put it in the cooler, and then we'll let it rest for a couple hours. Here we go. Oh yeah, that wind's playing games today, right when I don't need it to play games. But you can see right there how that thing's looking. Incredible. I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up now. My wrapping technique is somewhat suspect, but hey, I don't care, it gets the job done. All right, and then we're gonna go get this cooler. I bought this at Academy. It's a little igloo, I don't know, it was like 10 bucks, but it is the perfect size for I've actually put 2 10-pound briskets after they got cooked down. So it's the perfect size to do a couple of 10 or 15-pound briskets. Okay, we're gonna rest it in there and let it sit for a couple hours and then slice it. So let's sum up the brisket cook. Okay, so the brisket was very good. As you can see in the prep, it looked good, had a decent smoke ring, not as big as I've gotten them in the past, but good. But here's the issue. The seasoning was great. The seasoning was phenomenal. However, I overthought it, like I always do with brisket, and basically used too much. So I think next time I will either go with just the Hardcore Carnivore Black or just the Killer Hogs Texas brisket seasoning. Both of them together was just a bit too salty. It was good, had good flavor, the brisket did, but it was a little too salty. So that's where we're at with that one. So if you like the video, please like us, subscribe, ring the bell if you're on YouTube for notifications, follow us on Facebook, whichever platform you're watching this video on. Go ahead and like us, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for more videos here on Grillin with RVH. Thanks for your time. God bless. Have a great evening, afternoon, morning, whatever, wherever you're at, whatever time it is, wherever you're at, do that. All right, take care. We'll see you next time.